Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Cilinix Crypto. Hope you're all doing great. Hope you had a good weekend, and welcome to this new video right here on XRP. We're going to do a full update. The situation right now in terms of price is still quite similar as what it was yesterday, although the fundamentals have changed a little bit. There's some relevant news that I think you need to know regarding the general crypto markets. So that's what we'll talk about, and in general, I'll just do a full analysis, of course, of XRP. And what to expect here, mainly on the short term. This will be a short term analysis. When we're talking about, I will try to put out a somewhat more long term analysis relatively soon. I put out a form not too long ago asking people, what type of videos do you want to see for the summer? Because in the summer, I always have a little bit more time to spend on, some more long term and some interesting tutorial videos, but also, like I said, long term videos. So I'll get to working on that. Long term, right now, Bitcoin is at the bottom of the range. So I would say you should have at least technically a little bit of a bullish bias. But at this point of time, especially also in the last month and a half, the markets have been very, very sensitive, not to technicals necessarily, although technicals have largely been respected, such as the price action last week. But fundamentals matter more, right? And the fundamentals, I think, have changed slightly for XRP. What I said yesterday, when I spoke about XRP yesterday morning, what I said is that I thought it was a pretty high chance that we would fill all of the imbalances we made since last week Friday, right? You can see last week Friday we got a good move up after some good news, or at least so far it has been interpreted as good news. And you can see that we left all these imbalances down here, right? So it's single prints, it's fair value gaps, and it's a naked POC all the way down here at 2.1. I think it's unlikely short term that the imbalances down here will get filled. And the main reason for that is that, first of all, the fundamentals have become a little bit better. We saw de-escalation overnight between Canada and the US, which was one of the main reasons why fundamentally I was a little bit more cautious. And I also said that yesterday, that's one of the things that can really push prices lower. But outside of that, if I compare Bitcoin right now to XRP, I think XRP is actually reacting very, very nicely to support levels. XRP also failed to break out right now, which Bitcoin so far has also done. So a bit of a failed breakout overnight, but ultimately XRP is reacting very, very well to this major support level at 2.17. Right, so I think it's very possible, and I think it's maybe likely that we'll fill some of these imbalances right here between 2.17 and 2.15. It could also be with bearish fundamentals, but I think the reaction of XRP so far to the earliest support levels here, with the 90-day rolling VWAP, the 30-day rolling VWAP, and this first sign of the fair value gap, or this first entrance of the fair value gap, I think that in combination with better fundamentals than yesterday, I think that's enough to expect, or at least reasonably expect, that will remain relatively stable, and that, maybe if we get some volatility later today during the US session, we will fill those imbalances, but that we will bounce from 2.16, 2.15 back into balance, and then eventually also up higher into those major levels at 2.25 and 2.28, where, by the way, we have some imbalances as well. You can see a naked POC right here at 2.24. So let's take 2.24 as the first price target. So I would say that's most likely, right? So put that on my normal chart instead of the footprint chart, and that would look something like this, right? Bit of a spike down, continuation, and then bullish continuation. So those are my thoughts on XRP right now. Like I said at the start of the video as well, this is very, contingent on the fundamentals remaining relatively good. But I would argue that it's quite likely that they will remain relatively good. So that is at least so far, at least as far as I can see at this point of time. But those are my thoughts. I think that's what you need to know right now. So if you do have any questions, make sure to join the Telegram and Discord group and ask me in there. But for now, have a great day. Take care and bye.